What's up, guys? I just thought it was a catchy line from my magic video, and it's just carried on throughout the year. All right, well, listen, as you can see, this is going to be the first maybe of many, maybe one, maybe this will be it. Maybe this will never air. Who knows? But if you're seeing this, that means it did. And this is the first solo episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. It's just me. Megs is here just because for moral support, because I don't think I can mentally, I'm nervous. I don't know. You know what I mean? So Megs is here. She doesn't have a mic. She doesn't have a camera. She's just here for moral support. So when I look at her, she needs to smile like this. Watch. Right? Because it said something funny. So if it's funny, I'll know it's funny. And if she doesn't smile or laugh in the background, then I'll know exactly what to do. Justin's not here. He's got some personal stuff going on. The worst explosive diarrhea I've ever seen in a human being. So he's dealing with that currently. It's like every 5 minutes. It's just every 5 minutes. It's disgusting. Worst I've ever seen. So he'll be back for next episode. Hopefully he'll be here. So listen, first thing we're diving into, okay, TikTok. We love TikTok on this podcast. Meg's probably on TikTok right now. She's not. Okay. TikTok, we love it. We love TikTok. The content is great. The algorithm is great. It treats this podcast well, and it's treated other small creators as well. Megs, I don't know if you knew this or not. Audience, you probably didn't either. TikTok has announced 2 new features. One of them, TikTok shoutouts. Okay. So we're taking all the business away from Cameo. We've had Cameo on this podcast before. I think we did on the first and maybe second, maybe just the first episode of the podcast. Cameo. So you can now just go to TikTok and pay your favorite creators to turn Tony, Anna, who? Zachariah, all the people, Mr. Hamilton, all the TikTokers. They're testing this. I don't think it's out now. It's not out yet, but it should be soon. So basically TikTok taking over, okay, and not doing what all the other social media apps are doing, which basically just blatantly copies every single other social media app's features. And we'll get to that in a minute. But TikTok shoutouts, probably going to use it because it's going to give us access to more people and more people on TikTok. So that'll be fun. And here's what else. Let me just pull this up here to get you a list. TikTok is also announcing and I believe they're still testing this one as well. They're both in beta. So if you have it on your app, cool. If not, it's probably coming soon. It maybe. They're also doing TikTok resumes, dude. So, Megs, get this. You can now create, upload. I'm not sure how it works. I know I don't have it, but on my version of TikTok. But you can now upload your resume to TikTok, and companies like Chipotle, Target, and Shopify. You can now get a job at Chipotle through the TikTok app. So you put in all your work history. I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming you put in your work history, your personal information, blah, 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 all that, and the list of your top 10 most embarrassing TikToks. Because I don't know about you, but if I was looking for a job, the first thing I would not want them to fucking see is my TikToks, dude. This has been an issue for years, right? It's against the law, quote unquote, allegedly, quote unquote, against the law for a company to not hire you based on what you post on social media. But we know that that's not the case. Teachers, I mean, our friends, Carlos, he should be here in a couple of minutes. We'll get to that soon. You know what I mean? So but Carlos, for example, doesn't have a Facebook because he knows if any of his students, other teachers, principals, whatever, would see anything that the average person posts on Facebook, he'd lose his job. It's that simple. It happens every day. So TikTok, resumes, very interesting. Megs, yes or no? Would you attempt to get a job via TikTok? No. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think Shopify is on the list of businesses. You know what I mean? I think you have to be like quote unquote certified genius to work at Shopify, sorry. Because they're probably only hiring developers. But like Chipotle and Target, that's kind of cool. I'm down with it. So it says right here, companies sign up to accept resumes for the pilot, which will last until July 31st, so the end of this month. It should be very interesting to see how this pans out. Also says here, great clips. So if you're a hairstylist, start posting all of your haircuts to TikTok and you'll get a job with great clips, dude. I don't know. What are we doing there? I don't know. Does it make sense? I'm going to rely heavily on this episode, like for the comments, because obviously Justin and Megs doesn't have a mic, so I'm not really interacting here. But let me know if you would get a job with TikTok. And so on that same line, and this is fascinating. So we've seen in our lifetime with Facebook and Instagram, maybe Twitter, like something goes viral, or YouTube especially, right? So something goes viral and then it changes that person's life, whether it's a video or a product or whatever. We've seen it too many times. Have we ever gone viral? I say I went viral. I went viral once. What year was that, dude? Let me just look that up. What year was that? Was it like 2014, 2015 probably? Yeah, I don't have a producer to Google it. So I did a magic video at Starbucks once. And, of course, Starbucks, of course. And I was doing magic for people. I did a card trick and then I bought them coffee. And for some reason, after like 2 days of being on YouTube, overnight, it went from like 20, which was me, Justin, and basically our friend group. It went from 20 views to like 30,000. So I have a smidge of experience. And then like last year, that MGK TikTok, right? That MGK TikTok I posted of our one wedding, that exploded. I think that got me like 800 followers and like 75,000 views or something. It's not viral, right? I'm not getting millions of views and nothing came from it. Smidge of viral, smidge of fame for 2 seconds, whatever. So what's happening now too on TikTok, obviously we all know the artist, right? We know the, what's the song? And I just told Nick D, I think is his name. I don't know what to do with my phone. I just told Scott and Kodak about this, but he does the if you were a fruit, you'd be a pineapple song. And he is basically just posted this on TikTok, and he and now he's on like every playlist on Spotify, and presumably he has more than one song, but he has now this TikTok following, and he's on Spotify, and labels are after him. So TikTok has the power to get us views, sales, whatever, what we wouldn't have expected. And Megs, tell me if you've heard this, or if anything else has come up. Books are going viral. Books are hitting the bestseller, the New York City bestseller, whatever the fucking list that you need to be on to have a book. TikTok is pushing them onto the bestseller list. I have the article right here. Book Talk videos are starting to influence publishers and bestsellers list. And the, I don't know, verklempt? What word is this? What is the English language, dude? VERKLEMPT. Who fucking, verklempt? Verklempt. I'll put up the definition on the screen. Verklempt readers behind them as just as surprised as everyone else. So here's what happened. We Are Liars. This is a book that came out in 2014. It's called We Are Liars. Came out in 2014. So when the book's author, E. Lockhart, We'll say her name's Elizabeth. All right. Or no, it's not Elizabeth. It's Elodie. And what is that name, dude? Elodie. Elodie. Verklempt means overcome with emotion. The more you know. What's the reading? The book? The thing they've just brought back? It's not the Scholastics Book Club. Dude. What's it called? They just brought it back. Anyways, you guys know what I mean. So the book called We Are Liars came out in 2014. So when Miss Lockhart saw that the book was on the bestseller list last summer, she was delighted and confused. She said she had no idea what the hell happened and that her children had to let her know, yeah, Mom, it's because of TikTok. Hashtag book talk is a thing, and these authors are their books are blowing up. They're getting to the #1 of the New York top sellers list, and it's because of them. It's because of other people making TikToks. The power of TikTok, dude. The power of TikTok, I don't think people understand, because I have two friends, my co-host Justin, who's one of them, and I'll say his name, Scott. They're both anti-TikTok for whatever reason, but they both have incredible talents, and they're not posting on TikTok. Megs is shaking her head. She's just as pissed. Whole house is pissed. Well, I don't want to say I'm not going to say our address. I'll bleep it. Don't worry. Where are we at? What's the time? I'll bleep it. This house, pissed. And we're all for TikTok, and I'm trying to get them on it. And so if you have a business, a book, if you can somewhat sing or rap, or you're talented in any way, dude, and you're not posting TikToks, like for example, Tyler Edwards. I'll bleep out his last name. So sorry. Tyler. My friend Tyler is on TikTok, dude, and he is straight up killing it. He's streaming Call of Duty, and he's putting the highlights of his Call of Duty stream on his TikTok right here. I'm about to pull him up right now. His TikTok is Chernobyl Collision Course. Okay. And he's doing great. The last one he posted has 1,000+ views. I remember in 2008, 2010, whatever year it was, Justin and I are making magic videos. And for us to get 100 views, 80, 90, 75, anything over 10 views for us back in 2010, 2011, 2012, magic videos, rap videos, vlogs, whatever we were doing. Dude, if I got 40 views on my vlog the first or second time I tried doing it, I'd be ecstatic. So 1,000 views on TikTok, dude, you're not crushing it, obviously, because we have Dixie D'Amelio with 100 million fucking followers and every other TikToker who gets 1 million views per tick, whatever. But dude, if you're a small business and you're just a single person and you're posting to TikTok, or you're not posting to TikTok, just do it, because you never know. 1%, one person gets you a sale, gets you a view, gets you a like, gets you a follow, gets you a subscriber on YouTube. Easy. You know what? And you know what social media app's not killing it right now? Clubhouse. And I talked to a buddy of mine. I'm gonna call him in here in a minute. But Clubhouse is this app where now only iPhone users, we'll touch on that later, but only iPhone users can get into these rooms, and they can listen to their favorite creators, politicians, celebrities, people, Clubhouse, blah, 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 and just listen. So it's basically a room with audio. And Megs, correct me if I'm wrong, dude, but I said when I was trying to get my Clubhouse invitation, no, don't shake your head. When I was trying to get my Clubhouse invitation, shout out to Dan, my buddy Dan got it for me. Thank you. I'm in, and I was out immediately. We'll get to it in a minute. When I got my invite to join the app, I clicked in. I went into somebody's room. I listened for 5 minutes, And I said to Megs, I said, watch. 6 months from now, Facebook, Instagram, every other social media app is going to have a room that you can do audio with guest host and your audience can listen. I said it 6 months ago. I'm saying it now. I predicted it. It's fine. Other people did too. I wasn't the first to it, but I definitely said it. And now guess what? Twitter, rooms with audio. Facebook just launched it, rooms with just audio. It's very interesting how we've gone from this society where we need to get these camera phones that are getting better and better every year, and we take pictures and video, and now video is the thing. But now with Clubhouse, we're going right back to just audio. So that was very interesting. And so, and I had mentioned before, speaking of apps, copying other apps functionality, right? Because we all know stories happen in Snapchat. That's where they came from. That's where the stories functionality lived. That's where it went. And that's where it stayed. Now everyone knows we have Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, Facebook stories, YouTube shorts, which is basically stories. Okay. And then a year ago, Twitter announced Twitter Fleets. And Twitter Fleets were supposed to go along with Twitter Tweets, because obviously you tweet on Twitter. It's not a post, it's not a status, because they have to be different. Jack has to be different than everyone else. So they called it Fleets. And Fleets was Twitter's stories. And they just announced last week, August 2021, Fleets shutting it down. Dude, and so, okay. So speaking of Twitter, I'm on Twitter. Megs is not on Twitter. Why are you not on Twitter, Megs? I don't think Kodak's on Twitter either.
I don't know. I had it years ago and I never used it.
Yeah, Megs had one years ago because what?
Me and my ex used to fight on Twitter all the time. And so
Do you want to, can you give me his handle so I can say it on air for everyone to know, to follow? Okay. So Megs used to fight with her ex-boyfriend on Twitter, so now she doesn't have one. So I found, so I found this Twitter account. I think someone retweeted it. That's how you find other accounts on Twitter. It's called Crazy Spotify Playlist. Have you seen these? It's, okay, so it's basically, so here's the first one. So they basically just take names of songs, okay, and they make absurd playlists. For example, this one, POV, you're vegan. Do you want to eat meat? No meat for me. I am vegan. Do you eat fish? So they go and they find songs with specific title names, and then they build a playlist based on the title of the playlist. It's one of the most ridiculous things ever. Okay, here's another one. How to make a hot dog. Warm my wiener, bread, ketchup, mustard. Okay. Here's one more. This is absurd. Here we go. Here's one more. Burrito, tortilla, brown rice, beef, black beans, lettuce, tomato, avocado, con queso. That the last one's a little off, but we'll give it to them. All right, this is the last one. They have a whole feed, so if you want to check these out, just follow Weird Spotify on Twitter, or just do a search for Weird Spotify playlist. Here's the last one. These are the best ones I found. Doing a maths addition question. 505 plus 747 equals 1252. Let's check that. Hold on. I didn't even check it. 505. Can you do it in your head? 747 equals 1,252. We're doing Spotify playlist. All right. Well, here we go. This is the state of the world. This is the world we live in. This is the world my son has to grow up in. The title of this video says, Olivia Rodrigo makes a surprise appearance at a White House press briefing. If you honestly think that Olivia Rodrigo made a surprise guest appearance at the White House press briefing, turn off the podcast immediately. Megan, do you believe it was a surprise appearance? But I'm saying Kat, because if you watch episode 5, 6, if you watch whatever episode of this podcast, you'll know exactly what Kat means. I'm saying it wasn't a surprise, dude. Okay, listen. The White House, the office building that the government is run in, the entire country, the White House, says surprise appearance by Olivia Rodrigo. Hey, dude, the White House is hiring influencers now. Okay, the same way I go on to Cameo and now TikTok shoutouts to pay Zachariah and Mr. Hamilton $50 for a video message is the same shit that the White House has hired an ad agency. I don't know if this is true, but if they're using influencers, I guarantee you a fucking ad agency said, hey, you should get an influencer. And then they thought, okay, here's the goal. We need to push vaccines, and not only push vaccines, we need to push vaccines into the young people. So this is what Olivia Rodrigo had to say. And by the way, dude, Olivia Rodrigo, I understand she pulls on the heartstrings of every 12 to 18-year-old. How old are you? 12 to 27-year-old. Okay. But dude, the album, same song, 12 songs on it, same song every time. It's the dude from High School Musical who broke her heart, who was too old. Now she's too young. She finally got her fucking driver's license. And what's the other song? Good for You. Basically, okay, so she gets her driver's license. She drives past the guy's house who she's not with anymore because he's with some older girl now. Typical. And now the next song, Good For You on the album, is basically her saying, hey, you have a new girlfriend? Good for you. Don't give a shit. But on the last song, she's driving past his house, crying, weeping tears out of her fucking eyes for 27 minutes because she just wanted to be with him and her car when she got her driver's, whatever. So we've got Olivia Rodrigo at the fucking White House.
Honored and humbled to be here today to help spread the message about the importance of youth vaccination. I'm in awe of the work President Biden and Dr. Fauci have done and was happy to help lend my support to this important initiative.
Okay, first of all, what the fuck does Olivia Rodrigo know about youth vaccination and the COVID-19 vaccine? Probably nothing. Or probably what her manager told her to do when he said you were getting paid $100,000 to speak at the White House. Maybe. I don't know. Yep. Here we go.
It's important to have conversations with friends and family members, encouraging all communities to get vaccinated and actually get to a vaccination site, which you can do more easily than ever before, given how many sites we have and how easy it is to find them at vaccines.gov. Thank you.
Vaccines got pull up Olivia Rodrigo's browser history on her iPhone 12 Pro Max, because someone with her type of money has that exact phone. And please tell me how many times Olivia Rodrigo has gone to vaccine.gov, dude. What?
Thank you, Jen, for having me today, and thank you all for helping share this important message. It's so appreciated. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So Olivia Rodrigo is now an ambassador for the White House. So if you need any COVID-19 vaccine information, if you need to know anything about COVID-19, tweet at Olivia Rodrigo, because that's who we're hiring to do all the stuff. All right, I'm going to bitch about another woman in the spotlight now. I just feel like this is very anti-female. Oh, here we go. Hey, man, who's Wendy Williams? Have you ever heard of Wendy Williams? She's the lady with the talk show, right? So, okay, but where's she from? I want to know where she came from. I want to know why she has a talk show. I want to know her history. And I'm going to research all that because that's what podcasts do. And so this is older. This is older, but I needed to give you guys, if you know who Wendy Williams is, it's fine. If you don't know, like the majority of people, yeah, she has a talk show. Okay, cool. And I'm sure she's been around for a while. Again, I'm just stating here, I don't know exactly where she's from or who she is or how big she is, but I know she has a talk show. So please don't roast me in the comments. So here's a video from last year, January 2020. And from my research on this clip, she says it didn't happen, but it happened. So listen closely. I'm gonna try to turn it up the whole way so everyone can hear. Listen closely to this clip.
Odell, at 27 years old, you're old enough to understand political correctness in the times that we live now. You can't just slap people on the booty. Of course, he probably knows it's not right from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, but you can't even do that locker room thing. That cop wasn't playing that. I mean, you're lucky you only got battery.
Did you hear that? Did you hear it? She farted. She farted. Let me play it again. Did you hear it?
Lucky you
heard it. You heard it that time. Meg's heard it that time. Oh. Dude, she claims she didn't fart on air, but it's and she's okay. Like she's sitting. This is how she's sitting. She has one hand right here. Oh, she has her legs crossed. She has her other hand right here, and she has her other hand on the chair, and she's like this the whole time. In the whole video.
27 years old, you're old enough to understand political correctness in the times that we live now. You can't just slap people on the booty.
And I don't know. She's talking about some guy, I guess, who slapped a woman on her butt. That the story's not important. Well, it is important because it's not right. He shouldn't have done it. But so she farts on air. So then she has this to say, and this is more recent. This is from July 2021. And dude, she's out of control. Okay. Here we go. I'll play it. Here we go.
Okay. I have no idea who this is. Neither does Norman. Neither does one person in this building. Maybe Sus does. Do you know who Swavey is? Clap. Clap if you know who Swavey is. Okay. Sus?
Clap. So two people in the audience clapped. So two people in the audience know who Swavey is. He's also, his rapper name is Babyface. I've never heard of him. I've never listened to his music, but I'm sure he is a phenomenal rapper. So this is what she has to say about Swavey.
It's not my cup of tea.
I got DJ. Going on right now.
Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me.
Oh, TikTok star, more followers.
2.5 million.
2.5 million on TikTok.
On TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
So now her producer says, yeah, he has 2.5 million on TikTok, but on Instagram, Wendy Williams has more followers than Swavey. So she's way better than him on all aspects. If you have more Instagram followers than someone, that automatically means you're better than that other person, allegedly.
Well, as my son Kevin would say, no one uses Instagram anymore.
What?
And as far as TikTok, I don't use that at all. I don't know what that is. I don't want to be involved. So here he is.
She's looking at him. And she's pissed. She's blown out of breath. She can't believe that Swavey has more followers on TikTok than Wendy Williams. She's pissed.
He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning.
And so we go from saying and bragging about how we have more followers than Swavey on Instagram, talking shit about his TikTok followers, and then boom, bombshell. He was murdered Monday morning. What kind of lead up is that? It's not, I'm sorry. It's not rest in peace. It's like, hey man, what are we doing with Wendy? If any other celebrity, podcaster, talk show host would start out a conversation saying that, hey, this guy, he's got more followers than me. What a freaking, what? Man, what's that about? He's got more followers than me. And then immediately goes to, he was murdered last Monday. Dude, Wendy Williams needs to be canceled. She's at it again. First, she farts on air. And just so we're clear, go to YouTube and search like Wendy Williams' most controversial segments or videos or whatever. I did in preparation for this episode, and there's other videos just like this. She's like off the walls. Like if Ellen or Oprah would have said this, can you imagine? Can you imagine Ellen being like, hey, have you guys ever heard of this TikToker, Levi McCurdy? Well, he's got more followers than me, unfortunately. You know, no big deal. He's got more followers than me. He was murdered last Monday. What do we, like, why, what, how does society choose who's canceled and who's not? I understand it's not controversial. It's just the way she leads up to it, dude. And I don't know. All right. We're going to end on this, dude. The new Space Jam movie is making all kinds of headlines. First of all, hey, we don't need a Space Jam sequel. So we watched it. Okay. But the headlines from the new Space Jam: A New Legacy, I believe it's out on now on HBO Max and in theaters. Passing Black Widow in the box office for the second weekend. It made $32 million this first weekend, beating Black Widow out of its second weekend box office. So, hey, a Space Jam sequel featuring LeBron James is doing better than a Marvel movie. Like, there's like the top 5 list of all movies of all time. I think like 2 or 3 of them are Marvel. Marvel movies make so much money, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And now we have Space Jam 2 and Black Widow in theaters at the same time, dude. And it's beating Black Widow for some reason. But also, the headlines, dude, aren't that great. New York Post, I'll put it up on the screen. Space Jam: A New Legacy review. LeBron James film is an abomination. Here's one from the Daily Mail, reputable source. LeBron James Space Jam: A New Legacy reboot slams as an apocalyptic horror. It's just so bad. Space Jam: A New Legacy, a sequel that should have stayed on the bench. Space Jam: A New Legacy from The Insider references the original with the aliens cameo. Okay, that's an okay review. But, yeah, very interesting. And I thought it was also interesting, too, how, like, the creators of the film came out and said, we weren't making Lola Bunny sexy, right? Remember the first Space Jam? Lola Bunny? You ever watch it? You never watched it. If you haven't, go watch the first Space Jam and just take a peek at Lola Bunny. And I think they said, Frenchie LePew? Frenchie Le Pew, Space Jam, I think that's his name. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Pepe Le Pew. They got rid of the skunk, the romantic skunk. His name's Pepe Le Pew, a part of the original Space Jam. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. So they didn't put him in the movie because he was always romantic towards the female skunk. It was too sexual for the skunk to be in the new Space Jam movies. They dumbed down Lola Bunny and they kicked the skunk out of the movie. The directors say with Looney, French skunk, it's the most absurd thing. And I know, and a lot of the headlines are saying like, oh, Space Jam 2, it's not for the adults who grew up with Space Jam 1, it's for the kids. That's why there's fucking, who's in there? King Kong, Scooby-Doo, I think the aliens from the original Space Jam, all the Warner Brothers, the Matrix, the Blue Pill, the Red Pill's in there. All the Warner Brothers franchises are basically in this one movie, basically Ready Player One style. But I heard it wasn't great. I heard it's not great. And from these headlines, it's very interesting to see what's going on there. Here we go. This is the last thing I'm going to touch on. And guess what? It's another segment of me bitching about something else. We're going to call this the bitchin' ass episode. Episode 12, the bitchin' episode. Listen, A, this isn't political. B, it has nothing to do with my beliefs or what's going on in the world. But hey, man, taxes. Okay? Every year for the last 5 or 6 years, I myself personally have had to pay taxes come February every time because I own 2 businesses. I do other freelance stuff on top of my 9 to 5, everything else, all the money, whatever happens. Because of the way my situation is, taxes, I owe money just in the same way. And so every year, January rolls around, February rolls around, March rolls around, and I tell Megs, fuck, I gotta do my taxes. Gotta do my taxes. And then April 1st rolls around, I'm like, shit, tax day, April 15th, I gotta do my taxes. And then April 14th rolls around, and I'm like, didn't do my taxes yet, gotta do them tomorrow. So I do my taxes on time every year, even though it's the day before they're due. And every year, because that's how it works, I owe money. The return I get from this job doesn't cover the money I owe from this job, and blah, 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 blah. We're going to clip that and make it a button. So every year I owe taxes. And guess what, dude? Every time I get that sheet back that says, hey, federal, you owe this much. State, you owe this much. Local, you owe this much. I write a check. I put a stamp on it and I put it in the mail and I pay them. I pay them immediately. I pay them right away. Now, when it gets them in the mail, it might be past April 15th. That's the U.S. Postal Service's problem, not mine. You want to get your money faster? Fix the U.S. postal system. Another topic for another day. So I pay all that money. And listen, I'd say maybe 3 days after I send it out, depending on how quickly the mailman's working. The IRS bangs the shit out of my fucking bank account. Deduction. State and local are not as fast because, whatever. But my federal payment, out immediately. Okay? So, and in like the last 5-6 years, whatever it's been, obviously we've owed. And in the last 5-6 years, I think we've probably paid between Justin and I, the businesses, everything else going on. We're looking at $10,000-$15,000 paid in taxes over the last 5 or 6 years, probably more than that. And firstly, what pisses me off is we now know, public record, Donald Trump, whether he's president or not, Donald Trump, homeboy pays $700 in taxes every year. The man makes $1 quadrillion, $700 in taxes. I make 0.000003% of that money every year, and I'm paying way more than $750 every year in taxes. And I'm sure the other billionaires are the same way. I don't know about Elon Musk's taxes. I don't know about Jeffrey Bezos' taxes, but I do know they're racing to space, dude. And you can't race another billionaire to space if you're only paying $700 in taxes. So 2020 rolls around. We're a global pandy, okay? No one's working. We're getting stimulus. We're getting unemployment. I'm not, because I own businesses. Fine, I'm getting PPP loans so I can keep my employees working, obviously. So I'm not reaping the benefits that the average American are. Yes, we did get, some we got one. I got one stimulus. And from my account, there's fucking 3 or 4 of them. Never got that money. Where's it at? Hey, man. Where's my stimmy? So 2020 comes around. We didn't do too much business, obviously. Global pandy. And so, hey, man, congratulations. Hit the clap. There's no one here to hit the clap button. But if there was someone in the chair, they would hit the clap button. And I'd say, hey, 2020, we did our taxes. We're getting a little bit of a return. Okay? How exciting. The business owners are getting a little bit of a tax return because of everything else going on in the world. I submitted my taxes on April 15th. They told me I'd be getting a return on April 20th, 4 days later, once everything's processed, everything's verified, everything's in the way. They tell me, hey, you're getting a little bit of a return. Great news for me. May, June, July. That was 3 months ago. Justin hasn't seen his check. I haven't seen mine. Where's our tax refund? The government is so quick to tell you that you need to get your taxes done by April 15th. And guess what? And guess what, dude? If you don't do your taxes, talk to Wesley Snipes. Talk to Mike the Situation from the Jersey Shore. Talk to any other person who has some sort of a name in this world. What happens when you don't pay your taxes? You go to jail. They come after you, and if you say, hey, you're coming after me, I'm still not going to pay them, you go right, you don't pass go and collect a $200 tax refund. You go straight to jail, and you need to roll doubles to get the fuck out. So what I find very interesting is the fact that I can go and do my taxes on April 15th, and they say, hey, you owe us X amount of dollars. And I say, yes, U.S. government, I don't want to go to jail. I have a son. I have Megs. I have a business partner. I have businesses. I have a puppy now. Next episode, get ready. I have so many things going on in my life. I can't afford to go to jail because if I don't pay my taxes. But when the U.S. government, IRS, owes me money for my taxes, we're 3 months out. And yeah, I can go to where'smytaxrefund.com or whatever the fuck the thing is. And they'll yep, it's been approved. We're processing. They're processing my tax return 3 months later. So who knows? Maybe by the end of 2021, we'll get that money. And maybe we won't. You know what I mean? It's all subjective. I'm going to end on this, and this is really quick. It's about to take 2 seconds. So I'm trying to introduce Megs to new TV shows because we currently have nothing to watch, even though there's 18,000 TV shows on. So I said, hey, dude, let's watch Lost. J.J. Abrams, a very popular TV show. I've seen it 18 times all the way through. I understand what happens at the end. Most people don't. Okay? If you watch what happens in the middle and then watch the end, you won't understand the end, but I understand the end. I know Lost. I want Megs to watch Lost with me. And so if you've seen the Lost pilot, the very, very first episode, it's a plane crash. So we're 53 seconds into the first episode. Megs turns to me and says, "What happened? A plane crashed and they're lost?" Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. I hope this was okay. We're probably going to cut out 90% of it. Megs is going to tell me here in about 30 seconds exactly what went down and how she thought about it. All you need to do is go to whatarewedoingpod.com. Links in the bio, links probably on the screen. whatarewedoingpod.com/links, LINKS, links, plural, because there's more than one. That's the only link you're going to need. It's the only information you're going to want to know. It's how you can subscribe to this podcast, watch this podcast, listen to this podcast, Patreon, merch, everything. whatarewedoingpod.com/links. Save it in your browser. Go to it right now. Buy a t-shirt. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are doing a YouTube channel giveaway on this podcast, so I would strongly suggest you subscribe to that channel right now. Just do search for "What Are We Doing?" ! podcast on YouTube. For some reason, sometimes we don't show up in search. I'm talking to them. I'm figuring it out. But just search for like my name with that or whatever works. You'll find it. You'll know when you're there. So make sure you're subscribed to that channel. We're going to do a giveaway probably with like 5 or 6 different prizes. I haven't talked to the group yet, but I'm pretty sure I have it mapped out. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. whatarewedoingpod.com/links. Thank you so much. I'm going to be back next episode. Kodak's going to be here. Megs is going to be over there. It's going to be a normal episode. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.